Man, I have so many fond memories of the Game Boy back in the day when I was a kid. It was obviously the first handheld that I'd had. But, if you've seen any of the Nintendo commercials for it, they always had the screen illuminated, but we knew there was no backlight technology going on with this thing. You had to find a solution, any solution, to get the screen lit up. You had to utilize light to the best of your ability. Eventually, we got like worm lights, little magnifying lens lights, all that good stuff. But seriously, you had to find whatever the solution at that time of day that worked best for you was. It was a hassle. It was crazy, but it was well worth it, in my opinion. And over the years, I just can't let go of the original Game Boy. I love having that bulky system in my hands and just playing some of these classic games. And I've looked into things like doing the Backlightvert Mod, which to me was a very excellent solution. Utilized the original screen and gave you that backlight. There's tons of different options out there to do this, different colors and all that good stuff. And I think the results were definitely, good. They were good enough for me. I enjoyed it very much this way. Sure, the screen, there's a little bit of blurriness going on with this, but hey, it was the best solution we had for a while. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Got me playing my Game Boy again. Now, this mod, this brand new IPS LCD kit for the original Game Boy just blew me away. So much more of a simpler mod to do than the Backlight and Bivert mod, yet a little more to it in that you're replacing a lot more of the system. Some people may not be into that. Some people may be fine with it. It's still an original Game Boy, but you're replacing some components here. You're using a new screen, new PCB for the button inputs, all that good stuff for the interface there. But the brains of the Game Boy is still, it's an original Game Boy. You're not creating an emulator or anything of the such. With this mod, I was very easily capable of putting this together myself. Only required a very minimal modification to the case, just a few posts, a couple other little parts to be removed from the inside of the case. Very simple stuff. Very little in the way of tools needed to do this. No real soldering needed other than to take the speaker from the original board and putting it on the new one. Pretty simple process. A novice can do it. A new person to soldering can definitely get that speaker on there. But once you have all that done, my God, the results with this new screen are amazing. I purchased this kit from Console 5, and I know a lot of places are selling this. Their price was $59.95, and it came with a 3D printed bracket that they put together that actually made this a hell of a lot easier to put together than if it didn't come with it. A lot of places that are selling it, they just give you some double-sided tape, figure it out. And I tried doing it that way initially, and holy crap, it is so difficult to line up the screen properly with the bracket that Console 5 had, provided in the kit. It just instantly lines up. You pop the screen into the bracket, place the bracket into the Game Boy, and everything is perfectly lined up. So that was great, made it a hell of a lot easier. And the cool thing with this mod, once it's all said and done, there's multiple variations of colors that you could swap through simply by pressing that contrast wheel. So obviously that part was replaced with this full replacement of that board. And with that contrast wheel, you could lower the brightness, raise it back up. And if you click it, you cycle through different color schemes, like an RGB wheel or an RGB color scheme, like for the Backlitvert mod that you could implement. So you have some of those options. And then a couple options that I thought are kind of neat. Kind of depends on the game you play, but it'll have kind of one of those similar to if you were playing like a original Game Boy game on a Game Boy Color or on a Super Game Boy, that kind of thing, where it kind of gave it a little bit of color. It works. Just like I said, kind of depends on the game that you're playing, but a very neat option indeed. For me, this mod has just blown me away. I'm really enjoying it. I love the Game Boy. And with this, man, this is like my little pride and joy is this original DMG Game Boy here that was in excellent condition when I got it, but it did have some battery corrosion and some other weird stuff going on. But the condition of the Game Boy was great, and I'm just really happy to have this after I restored it, cleaned it up, got those battery posts fixed, got this new screen in there. It wouldn't power up when I initially got it. Got it all taken care of, got this new screen in there, and I am loving this thing. Really great. I know as of the recording of this video, Console 5 is sold out of this mod. I'm sure they'll get more back in hand. So I'll put a link in the description just in case you want to check it out. Like I said, there's other places selling this as well. But for my money, I was like, hey, other places I've seen were selling it for a similar price or a little bit more. And they weren't including a 3D printed bracket that made the process like a million times easier. I really think it's worth it to get that bracket. I know they sell it separately as well. So check them out if you so choose. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm really digging it, having a blast with this thing. Really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out. Bye-bye. And boom. Bye.